I've truly never seen anything like it. Sakamoto Days takes the term battle shonen and stretches it to its absolute limit, creating an entirely new way to think of the subgenre. Currently on their 181st chapter, Sakamoto Days intends to break the norm in almost every fight that they release, giving us some of the coldest manga panels known to man. But where does this come from? Yuto Suzuki, the mangaka of Sakamoto Days, has two previous one-shots that were released before his first serialization. The first one-shot was named Gaku, and I was pleasantly surprised to find out that the one-shot is actually central to a character from the manga, Takamura, someone who recently set the story ablaze, giving us one of the greatest fights of the entire series, and one of the most important plot points as well. So to see that Suzuki's first one-shot was based around this character makes Takamura that much more special to me. Suzuki's art style is so unique that I could immediately tell that Gaku was his work. The story itself is Yakuza themed and has a clever yet expected twist at the end, but immediately I could tell why this one shot did so well on its release. Oh, I didn't tell you. Sorry, sometimes my script writing can get a little hectic. I'm currently in college, so you can imagine the stress that I've been put through, trying to get these videos out on time. It's hard trying to balance the school life, homework and lectures, internship hunting, the social aspect, online friends and the real ones as well. Well, the online ones are real too. And just finding me time. Valorant's a must. I try to play basketball as much as possible. It's pretty relaxing. Going on runs through Boston, navigating my YouTube homepage. If I ever mentioned that I'm a Twitch mod, yeah, kind of embarrassing. And then this is where I end up at night. Writing my scripts, my script. Yuto drew the one-shot in Shui Sui's Jump Plus, a digital web magazine that featured mainly Shonen Jump stories with some extras that weren't good enough for an official Shonen Jump release. Gaku was one of those stories, and yet it did amazing on its release, garnering 590,000 views in its first week. It had become one of the most read manga in Jump Plus history, but to me it's obvious why it did so well. The action scenes in casual Yuto fashion were incredible. I'm not artistically talented in any fashion, so my terms to describe what I'm seeing may seem a little loose, but it's in the high level of detail and innovation at which he draws that's so compelling to me. A brutality so strong it cuts through the words itself. The rawness and execution of his battle scene ideas are literally out of this world. For example, someone tried shooting Takamura, but in the split second that the impulses were sent from the gunman's brain to his hands that he would shoot the gun, Takamura cuts his hands off in an angle that the gun would point back at his head, ending with the gunman shooting himself, armless. The idea on its own is a hard concept to conceive, but the greatness of the idea lies in the execution of the panel, the final product bringing the idea to life and giving us such a unique art style. It's a characteristic that's exclusive to Yuto, and I've yet to see anything like it. The second one-shot that Yuto created was named Locker Room, the first time I've ever seen Yuto write in a setting that's not gang related. The change in genres was very unexpected, but it gives Yuto another dimension to their versatility as an artist. Locker Room is a psychological horror that's centered around a locker that grants the user anything that they wish for. But there's a catch. The item that's wished from the locker only lasts for an hour. The main character uses it on everything at first. Money, clothes, food. But he wanted more. Lust. The desire for a relationship. Although he knew they would only last for an hour, he ultimately could play God and model and experiment with any type of woman he could imagine, which ended in his downfall when a girl that he summoned did the same thing to him, giving him 1 hour to live. The psychological aspect is actually very trippy. Does that mean that all the women he summoned were real women living lives outside of his hobby, where their stories ended due to one man's immature experiments? It seems that this one shot was Yuto exploring outside of the violent battle shonen theme, and it worked. This one shot was actually so well received that it ended up getting a TV adaptation in a Japanese series titled Tales of the Unusuals. And no, please don't ask for me to actually show any of the adaptation, because I searched for hours on end just to not find a single frame from this TV adaptation. Next up. Now gaining some recognition as a mangaka, Yuto was ready to move on to bigger projects, namely Sakamoto. Wait. not yet, my bad. Sakamoto is actually an entirely different serialization than Sakamoto Days. Both by the same mangaka, but the former was published in Shonen Giga, a sister magazine to Shonen Jump. Sakamoto, a one-shot that you've already read. No, seriously. Assuming you've already started reading Sakamoto Days, you can add the one-shot to your finished reading list, because Sakamoto is actually the first chapter of Sakamoto Days. Yeah, that long 55-page introduction to the series, that's what Sakamoto is. Okay, now we can continue to Sakamoto Days. Sakamoto Days is Yuto's first serialization, and is a culmination of the two one-shots that were written beforehand. It encompasses both the Yakuza aspect as well as an intriguing story for its readers to latch onto. But what makes this manga stand out from its peers is clearly the fights. These fights are steeped in an absurdity and sauce that's kind of hard to explain. I mean, I think you can understand what I mean by absurdity. Swinging a pistol so hard that it has the velocity of a sniper bullet, piercing the head of an actual sniper at 300 meters away, or destroying a motorcycle to use the spinning wheel as a slingshot towards your actual target. I mean, these type of things are abundant in this series fights. The list could go on forever, but the sauce is a little more abstract. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm missing the artistic vocabulary necessary to explain what I'm seeing, but honestly, what I'm seeing doesn't really matter. It's how the panels make me feel that really describes the sauce. I mean, to me, that's the true essence of why I love this manga so much. I feel like Yuto is able to draw emotions into scenes at a level that I've never seen before with such amazing detail. I didn't mention it, but before creating his one-shots, Yuto enrolled at Tokyo University of Arts, the most prestigious art school in Japan, and maybe that's where his next level drawing comes from. To me, it's the combination of both his knack for drawing emotions into the panels, as well as the amazing and honestly just fun choreography that he brings to every fight, that makes Yuto Suzuki one of my favorite new gen mangaka, and hopefully he can continue to advance in his level of expertise. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe, it truly goes a long way. And if you would like to further support my YouTube endeavors, then click the join button below to have your name show up at the end of one of these videos. Yeah, this thing right here. Leave a comment letting me know how you feel about Sakamoto Days. And with that, peace y'all.